What's up, everybody? I'm Alan Seslowsky, and thanks for tuning in to RosterWatch. The fantasy football offseason draft market is fascinating to watch, especially if you've been participating in drafts since the early spring. You see player values go up and come down without them even playing a down of football. Of course, that could be blamed on reasons of trades, of free agency signings, and of course the NFL draft. On this video here today, we're going to talk about a few players as of early August that player values might be slightly overvalued in our judgment. The first player I want to talk to you about is Amari Cooper, the wide receiver on the Dallas Cowboys. His current ADP is the late third round, 35th player taken off the board, wide receiver 12. Cooper's third round ADP is easy to understand. He's the presumed wide receiver 1 in Dallas, who projects to be one of the most pass-heavy teams in all of the NFL. There's also 160 targets that have been vacated by the departure of Randall Cobb and Jason Witten. The Cowboys did draft RosterWatch's highest-rated rookie wide receiver in CeeDee Lamb, who could soak up some of those targets along with Blake Jarwin, the tight end that a lot of people are thinking might break out this year. The problem with Cooper has been his game-to-game consistency. He can certainly win you a week, but he does disappear in stretches. RosterWatch believes CeeDee Lamb can make a year-one impact, and wide receiver Michael Gallup showed he's a plus NFL starter with his performance in 2019. RosterWatch loves Amari Cooper, but at the end of the third round, the ultimate draft cheat sheet will be directing you to other players like Adam Thielen and Calvin Ridley, just to name a few. Amari Cooper may be slightly overvalued at his current 35th overall draft price. The next player I want to talk to you about is Sony Michel, the running back on the New England Patriots. Currently, Sony is going as the 120th player overall, RB40. Now, going back to March and April drafts, RosterWatch was very interested in Sony Michel at his 8th round ADP. He was projected to be the starting running back on a New England team that was projected to run more. Tom Brady had left the team, and they were uncertain what was going to happen at the quarterback position. Though Sony has never been a prolific pass catcher, he was certainly projected to get the goal line touches and some of the early down work as well. In May, it was reported that Sony Michel had foot surgery, and in July, they said there is no solid evidence that he's going to be back for training camp. At his August ADP of 120, which is around the 10th round, we still think that's a price that's a little bit too rich to draft Sony Michel. He's certainly a player that should be labeled as overvalued for 2020. Before we continue, the 2020 RosterWatch Ultimate Draft Cheat Sheet is available now at RosterWatch.com. The revolutionary cheat sheet that changed fantasy football forever is back, only at RosterWatch.com. The RosterWatch Ultimate Draft Cheat Sheet. All you need to do, everyone, is follow 3 simple rules. That's it. 3 rules. It couldn't be any easier, and an expert quality fantasy football draft is guaranteed. The RosterWatch Ultimate Draft Cheat Sheet, available now at RosterWatch.com. The last player I want to talk to you about is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. His current ADP is 34 with a wide receiver 15. Longtime subscribers to RosterWatch know that Cooper Kupp has Golden Son status. For new readers and watchers of our podcast, Golden Son status is reserved for the most treasured prospects that RosterWatch scouts during the pre-draft process to the NFL. Kupp has overperformed everyone's expectations in his short career. All of this acknowledged, Cooper Kupp's third round ADP is a little bit rich for the risk. Down the stretch last season, Cooper Kupp only averaged about 5 targets per game in weeks 13 through 16, critical for your fantasy playoffs. The Rams were experimenting with the 12 formation, which puts 2 tight ends on the field at the same time. Now, Cooper Kupp still delivered for fantasy, but he was bailed out a little bit by touchdown deodorant. You cannot depend on touchdowns, even though Cooper Kupp has been very good in the red zone, but you can't depend on them for fantasy success and to project forward. We still love Cooper Kupp, but his third round ADP is slightly rich, causing him to be slightly overvalued. Okay, RosterWatch Nation, that's it for today. Remember to like and subscribe to get notifications when we go live, and leave us a comment in the video. We will comment back. Until next time, goodbye.